now that we've mastered solving simple equations, we're going to look at equations which require a little bit of manipulation before we can solve them, and normally that involves brackets. So if we have an equation which involves brackets, we want to multiply those out before we start doing anything else, and we looked at that in chapter 2. So here I've got 3 in front of the brackets, lots of 2x plus 5. So just a reminder, that means that everything inside the bracket is multiplied by 3. So I'm going to draw my little construction lines just to remind myself that I'm multiplying. 3 times 2x gave me 6x, and then 3 times 4 gave me plus 12. So I've got 6x plus 12 equals 21. I then set that up exactly as I did in the previous example. I've got x times by 6 plus 12 gave me 21. Working backwards, going to have to take away 12 and divide by 6. 21 take away 12 is going to give me 9. 9 divided by 6. So here I've got 9 divided by 6, doesn't quite go. So I'm going to simplify it. Both of those have got 3 as a common factor. Gives me 3 over 2, or 1.5. Notice if this appeared on a calculator paper, you could just type in 21 take away 12 equals, divided by 6 equals. It would give you your answer of 1.5. Okay, let's look at the second example. So here we're going to have to do a little bit more work because this is a multiplying out and simplifying before we can do anything else. So I've got 2 times 3x, 6x, 2 times 4, so take away 8, 3 times 2x plus 6x, 3 times 1, take away 3, equals 19. Now notice I've got 2 terms involving x on the left hand side and 2 numbers on the left hand side. So I've got 6x plus 6x, which I'm going to simplify to give me 12x. And I've got minus 8 and a minus 3. So 12x minus 11 equals 19. Exactly as before, x times by 12, take away 11, gave me 19. Working backwards, add 11, divide by 12. 19 add 11 is 30. 30 divided by 12. So I've got 30 over 12. That's going to give me 15 over 6. 3 goes into both top and bottom. 5 over 2, or 2.5. Again, if I had this on a calculator paper, I could have just done 19 plus 11, which would give me 30. 30 divided by 12, it would have told me my answer was 2.5. Now this last one doesn't involve brackets, but it's very, very similar to ones which do involve brackets, because this long dividing line tells me that whatever's in the top is divided by 10. So I can think of that as having brackets around it. So think about the order in which this occurs. So we're thinking about BIDMAS. I start with my x. What's the first thing I've done with it? Well, this tells me that I've times it by 7, then subtracted by 5, and then divided by 10. So I can just write it out as a flow diagram. X times by 7, then subtract 5, then divided by 10, gave me an answer of 10. Working backwards, times by 10, add 5, divide by 7. 10 times 10 is 100, add 5 is 105, so then I'm trying to do 7 into 105. 7 into 10 goes once, remainder 3 times. 7 into 35 goes 5 times. So I can now say x must equal 15. Okay, pause the video please while you write down those worked examples, and then we will go on to try some questions. Okay, so the first 3 questions I'd like you just to multiply out, then use a flow diagram to solve. Questions 4 and 5 you're going to need to multiply out your brackets and then simplify, and then do the flow diagram. And questions 6, 7 and 8, just make sure you get the order right, because the last thing you're doing on question 6 is going to be that division by 5 before you get to 9. Okay, pause the video now while you give those a go, and unpause when you're ready to go through solutions. Okay, hopefully you did reasonably well on those. You've got x equals 15, minus 4, minus 10, 3 2/3. You could have done that on your calculator on a calculator paper, and a half here. Again, you could have done it on your calculator. Just make sure you've got the simplification correct there. Your last questions, you've got 21, -3, and 34. Okay, give yourself a mark out of 8, please, for those questions. If you need any more help, please take a look at Hegarty clip number 183. Very well done.